Together, these forces create powerful pressures that shape how different animals age. Consider the cold depths of the Atlantic and Arctic seas. In these freezing waters, Greenland sharks can live for more than 400 years. The Arctic clam, known as the quahog, can live for up to 500 years. And perhaps even more astonishing, the Antarctic glass sponge may survive for more than 10,000 years in the frigid ocean. In cold environments like these, heartbeats and metabolic rates slow down. Researchers believe this slower pace of life may also slow down the aging process. In this way, the environment can shape longevity. Body size also plays an important role. Often, though not always, larger animals tend to live longer than smaller ones. For example, an elephant or a whale will usually live much longer than a mouse, a rat, or a vole. And those small mammals still live far longer than many flies and worms. Some small animals, like worms and flies, are also limited by the way their bodies are built. Many of their cells cannot divide and be replaced once they are damaged. So when those cells fail, the body has fewer ways to repair itself. That means their bodies wear out more quickly. Size also creates strong evolutionary pressure. Smaller animals are much more vulnerable to predators. A mouse, for example, can hardly expect to survive more than a year in the wild. So instead of evolving to live for a very long time, it has evolved to grow quickly, reproduce early, and pass on its genes before predators or disease end its life. In a way, rapid reproduction becomes an evolutionary defense against a short lifespan. Larger animals, by contrast, are usually better at defending themselves or avoiding predators. Because they face less constant danger, they have more time to grow, mature, and reproduce multiple times throughout their lives. But there are important exceptions to the size rule. Bats, birds, moles, and turtles can live much longer than their size alone would suggest. In each case, these animals have special adaptations that help them survive. Some can fly. Some can hide underground. Some have protective shells. These advantages help them avoid predators, giving evolution more room to favor longer lives. Still, there are cases where animals with similar body sizes and similar habitats age at completely different rates. When that happens, the explanation often comes down to genetics. Different species have different ways of responding to cellular damage, stress, disease, and environmental threats. Some animals are simply better equipped at the cellular level to resist damage and maintain their bodies over time. So the incredible variety of lifespans in the animal kingdom is not caused by just one thing. It comes from a combination of many factors: environment, size, metabolism, predator pressure, reproduction, adaptation, and genetics. Each species ages differently because each species has evolved under different conditions. So what about us? Humans currently have an average life expectancy of around 71 years. That means we are nowhere near the longest living species on Earth. But humans are unusual in another way. We are very good at increasing our life expectancy. In the early 1900s, the average human lived only about 50 years. Since then, we have learned to manage many of the factors that once caused early death. We improved nutrition. We reduced environmental risks. We developed medicine, sanitation, vaccines, and safer living conditions. These changes have allowed humans to extend life in a way few other species can. So while we may not be the longest living animals on Earth, we may be one of the only species capable of actively changing the course of our own survival. In other words, we are not just aging. We are learning how to fight back against some of the forces that once controlled our natural fate. And if you want more science stories about life, evolution, and the hidden rules of nature, subscribe for the next one.